Good evening. My name is Jeannie, and I like to tell stories about my life, mostly because my children don't know anything about my life. They don't know my struggles. They don't understand my social anxiety. They don't understand my need for not leaving the house. They don't understand I am afraid to leave the house. I'm afraid of a lot of things, and they just don't understand. So I decided that I'm going to go back in my life and I'm going to look over the things that probably caused this development of social anxiety and the fear to leave my house. So you will find that sometimes I don't say my words correctly or I insert words that I should not insert. I have a problem with my communication skills. But I got a big smile. So when you see me make mistakes, just laugh along with me and enjoy my journey. So let's get started. Last time I was talking about my stepmother, Susie, trying to kill Anita, Linda, myself, and my grandmother. And she stabbed my father. From that, my father took me back to my mother's home. I don't remember the journey of going back to my mother's home, and I don't remember my dad telling me bye. That's totally blank. I have a lot of blank in my memory. But what I do remember is that my stepfather, Johnny, when I come up to him, he gets on his hands and knees and he holds his arms out to me to welcome me into his life. And I spit on him. I spit in his face. How rude I was. Why was I rude? I don't know. It's probably something that was passed along to me in the gossip of my mother and stuff, from my stepmother. But life really changed for us, and it was really nice. We lived on Montopolis Drive. And Montopolis Drive overlooked Austin, and it was so beautiful at night. And I don't remember my mother all that well, but I remember she had a friend named Eva, and she'd always take off and go down the street to see her. But we lived right next door to my Mamo. And my Mamo, I think she thought Anita, Linda, and I walked on water. She was really nice. And my mother sewed, and she made us all look alike clothes. Even Johnny matched us. You know, we were a family, and we were all dressed in the same type of clothes. And we no longer had to take a bath in a wash tub. Now the wash tub was used for ice and sodas. Oh, so exciting. And my grandmother, not my grandmother, Memo, she was Johnny's grandmother. She was always having family over, family reunions. You know, life with her was really, really nice. And she had a beautiful rose garden, and she had zinnias. And so I learned to love roses and zinnias. And on her back porch, she had a bed. So on the warm summer nights, you could sleep on the porch. And she had a cat, and she let the cat eat out of her dishes. And I thought that was so gross. Anyway, she thought we were wonderful singers. And she wanted us to go on the Cactus Prior show. So she worked really hard at that, but we never made it. But I don't know, just thinking about Mamo was really nice. Now, this is when Tommy comes into my life. I had never met Tommy. Tommy's like my baby sister. She's 18 months younger than me. And I don't remember anything about Nita and Linda at this time because I think we were busy adjusting to life. And Tommy had the stage. Tommy was the mischievous one. My stepfather was a firefighter, so we had everything that we needed, and we didn't have to want for anything. It was really cool. And anyway, my mother, she's cooking supper, and I'm sitting at the table, and Tommy keeps walking back and forth. She'd come in with a handful of dirt. Then she'd leave and she'd come back with another handful of dirt. And my mother said, "What are you doing with that dirt?" And Tommy replied, "I'm putting out the fire in the closet." She said, "Why?" She said, "Well, I heard that you can put fires out with dirt." Sure enough, she had started a fire in the closet. and my stepfather was on call that night. So he was very, very embarrassed when he had to come to put out the fire in his own home. He talked about that for years, how it embarrassed him that he had to put the fire out in his own home. And then another thing that I remember about Tommy in this time was that it was close to supper time, and she went and took her bath, and she didn't come to supper. And so we started looking for her. She was lost. She was gone. She was nowhere to be found. We searched Memo's house. We searched the church grounds. We called the neighbors in to look for Tommy. Tommy was nowhere. And my mother had washed clothes that day, and she had stacked all the clothes on her bed. And so she was sitting on the side of the bed, and she was crying because Tommy's gone. And so she starts folding the clothes to put them away. And there's Tommy. Tommy had gone from the shower into the bed to get her pajamas. She fell asleep, and so she covered herself with all the clothes. And so it was really good that we found Tommy. It's just happy, happy memories. And I also remember that at Mamo's house, she had all these blankets on the cold nights. And you would think you get warm with all those blankets, but my feet were always so cold. So all the pleasant memories that I have started going to church. And they're teaching us the word of wisdom. You don't smoke. You don't drink coffee. And you don't go with the boys that do. Okay. But no, that's a joke. That came later on. But the one thing was, you don't drink Coca-Cola. Okay. You can have Dr. Pepper, but you can't have Coca-Cola. So somebody offered me a Coke, and I go, "Oh, no, thank you. I don't drink Coke. It has caffeine." Well, we had Pioneers Day. And so we took off to Pioneers Day. And then I was devastated because there was the bishop of the church. What did he have in his hand? What was he giving to his family? Coca-Cola. You know, if you're going to be a role model, you got to be a role model. Because, I mean, I hold him on a pedestal, and I was so proud of me. Everybody loves Coke, but I was so proud of me because I don't drink Coke. You know, you just don't drink Coke. And I also comes into my memory that we had a doctor that went to our church, and his name was Paris. So he lived out on the lake, and we were having a church function. And no, it wasn't his house. I take that back. But it was a house on the lake, and we were having a church function. And the people, they have a bird. And so Dr. Paris walks into the house, and the bird says, "Dr. Paris is a quack. Dr. Paris is a quack." I'll never forget that. It was so funny. Dr. Paris is a quack. But life was good. Life was really good. It wasn't no abuse, no cussing, no screaming, no drunks. Just nice, peaceful, loving family. We did things, we made things, we looked alike. Life was good. It was very good. But life comes with dark sides. Dark side came. My mother's brother, Wayne, he came to visit. You know, it's so exciting. I met a new uncle. You know, nothing like Uncle Paul, but he was a new uncle. He said, "Oh, come and lay down beside me. Let's talk." I have no fear. What am I, 6 years old? That's my uncle. He loves me too much. Too much. He was a pedophile. But my mother saved the day. She stopped it before it took place. But whose fault was it? Was it Wayne's fault that he was trying to seduce a 6-year-old girl? Or was it the 6-year-old girl who was trying to seduce the grown man? She blamed me. I was the guilty one. I was in so much trouble for what he did. But she didn't save him from Anita. Maybe she didn't save him for Linda. But Linda is very stubborn. And Linda's a no-tell kind of person. She'll never let you know you hurt her or you gave her pain. So if Wayne Lee, not Wayne Lee was her husband. If Wayne bothered Linda, Linda never told. But what upset me the most about that was that when I learned what was going on, my mother didn't kick him out of the house. He continued to stay. And for years to come, he continued to come and visit. She should, if that were my child and I walked in on that situation, I would have had his archives. I would have cut them off. He would never come into my house again and touch my daughters. And I can't say I'm the best mother in the world, but if I'm around and somebody's messing with my kid, they're not getting away with it. I'd rather die, go to jail, live in hell the rest of my life for somebody to abuse my child. Anyway, I was telling this story so fine the other day and I deleted it. But, okay, so there's always a dark side. But that being on Metropolis was the beginning of a good life. It was a safe life, a happy life. I was in a true family. It's a good thing. Yes. So, anyway, that's the end of my short story today, because I can make the stories very, very long, because you know I can't tell everything, but I can just highlight it. That was a good time. So, as you know, I'm a wellness advocate, and today my oil is oregano. This is a touch. It is a hot oil. The touch comes with the carrying oil in it, coconut. But then you can get it in this size also. It is, you can eat it, you can wear it, you can smell it. Cook with it. Need that extra oregano in your spaghetti? Here it is. It's a good thing. Now, the benefits of oregano. Now, I put this on my feet every night because it takes care of viruses. There's not many things across the blood-brain barrier for viruses, but oregano does. So, you know, you have your dry, you have your fresh, you have your oils. It's a good staple to have in your home. And it comes in capsules too. It takes care of strep throat and MRSA. It takes care of intestinal worms and parasites, warts, calluses, and canker sores. I remember back when I had a plantar's wart on my foot, and I went to the foot doctor and he cut it out. But I got the plantar's wart back, so I guess he didn't get the root. I didn't want surgery, so I did straight, this one. I would rub that on my plantar's wart every night and every morning for 30 days. The plantar wart dissolved. It was gone. Now, I was talking about the birch the other day, and I kind of mixed up that story because I had mixed up a really expensive oil because I have a lot of oils I was putting on my foot. So now I'm using the birch to put on my foot because it is for heel spurs. So sometimes my brain doesn't match my mouth. Always matches my heart, but so what? My brain and my mouth don't care. Okay, so it will take off warts. It's good for pneumonia and tuberculosis. It's great for urinary infections. What you would do is you will take it internally and you'll put it in a capsule. I didn't bring my capsules out, but we sell capsules. You'll put in your capsules, and you will put it in with lemongrass for your urinary infection. It's great for athlete's feet and ringworms. And you can do that in a capsule too. It's great for carpal tunnel syndrome and rheumatism. It talks about emotional balance again. I guess if you're not having any pain and you ain't got no worms in your stomach, you're emotionally good. Let's see if I can read this. The light is wrong. But anyway, I can't. The color is wrong right here, so I can't read it. Maybe another day. It's late. But this mixes well with thyme, basil, and clove. I use the basil for ear infections. I use the cloves for antioxidants. And I don't use the thyme at all, not right now anyway. And oregano is an antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasite, antiviral, and immune stimulus. So This is one oil that you would really like in your medicine cabinet. It is great. And so let me stop rambling. Wish you a good night. My next story will be, and it'll probably be 2 or 3 stories with my next story, where we move to a new home. And please, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe, like, and share my videos. And hopefully you can relate to some of my stories, and that'll give us new talking points. And check out my website for my doTERRA oils, because me being a wellness advocate, that's how I make my living. And I will put the website address in the description. It is my.doterra.com/Jeannie24. And I'm looking forward to our next adventure together. I wish you love, and I wish all your wishes and your dreams come true. God bless.